Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic. You're also here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the weekly reset for Destiny on April 14th, 2020. So everything that has reset in this week, including all the new stuff that's happening this week only, Iron Banner, as well as all the stuff that has reset from the Nightfall to the Crucible to the Reckoning and all that whatnot. So for the special weekly events, this week is going to be Iron Banner. Of course, as always with Iron Banner, there's going to be some pinnacle gear options. Each one of these different bounties will have a different pinnacle gear option for you to get if you still need pinnacle gear, on top of all the other pinnacle gears. That guy's name is very universal. On top of all the pinnacle gear you can also get that has reset this week as well. Moving on to the regular weekly reset, let's go ahead and get started with the Nightfalls. This week for the Ordeal, we have Tree of Probabilities, and I gotta be honest with you, that mission is not only very inconsistent because of the infinite force aspect of it, it's also very short and very low scoring. So this one is something that you might have to do on the 1030 Master difficulty. You might be able to get away with some Legend stuff, but it's really not a high scoring Nightfall, if you're going for 100k then. And the Nightfall unique for this mission is going to be the DFA hand cannon. As for the regular weekly Nightfalls, we have the Pyramidium, the big sniper hobgoblin at the end, dropping the Silicon Aroma sniper rifle. Next up, Savathun's Song, the big purple shrieker at the end, dropping the duty-bound auto rifle. And then finally, the Warden of Nothing, the big servitor at the end of the Prison of Elders mission, and he drops the Warden's Law. Funnily enough, I have had 7 Warden's Draws drop, and I still have yet to get a frickin' Silicon Aroma. For the heroic modifier, this week it will be Void Singe, which means I believe Reckoning will be Solar Singe. Moving on to Crucible, we obviously have Iron Banner, which is 6v6 control. Level advantages are enabled, however, the artifact does not count for those level advantages. So if you're around 1000 power, you're pretty much going to be able to compete with all the 1010s just fine. It's really not that significant. For the other rotating playlists, first of all, we have Clash, which is basically just team deathmatch, and the other one we have Countdown, which is very similar to Search and Destroy. You know, you'd think after not playing Call of Duty for basically 5 years, I would stop referring to these as their Call of Duty counterparts, but it just makes sense to me. Moving on to the gamut side of things for Reckoning, this week it will be the swords. If you're looking for any of the weapons that is available during the swords week, it is available now, and of course, like I said before, it is Solar Singe this week. Moving on to the Flashpoint this week, it will be taking place on the EDZ, so Public Events, Lost Sectors, and Heroic Adventures to finish this as fast as possible. And yet again, just as a little mini reminder here, if you're doing the public events, you can actually repeat the same public event multiple times if you are solo, just by traveling back to the landing zone after finishing it. Moving on to Escalation Protocol, this week it will be the SMG. That's because last week was the shotgun, and next week will be the sniper rifle. And in case you're wondering, the shotgun's the only thing that's worth the while. But oh boy, is it worth the while. Moving on to Menagerie, this week it will be Hasapiko, beloved by Callus. The regular mode will have things like Void Singe, and the heroic version of the Menagerie will have Extinguish, Iron, Blackout, and Void Singe. Moving on to the moon stuff, first up we have the Nightmare Hunts. For the Nightmare Hunts, we have Zydron, we have Tanix, and we have Dominus Gaul. I believe the easiest one is definitely going to be Zydron, where you can go up into the top rafters area and just shoot the boss from range and never actually have to fight the enemies for real. And that's my kind of pinnacle gear, let me tell you. As for the Garden of Salvation challenge, this week it is 0 to 100, and during the Sanctified Mind encounter, which is the final boss encounter, bank 30 motes at each Vex relay, and at each relay, all 30 motes must be deposited within 10 seconds of one another. Now, I've not actually done this, but that sounds pretty hard, so look up a guide if you want to do this one. Moving on to Eververse, going to show off everything that she has available for Bright Dust, anything that also catches my eye, like this Master Chef emote with the beautiful hat here, spraying some mustard on it, absolutely flipping stuff up with some little spatulas, and then of course getting in there with a little spinning ball thing and flipping that real nice, and I like this. Oh, and he puts it in the hat! Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful emote, beautiful, just beautiful. Anyways, across the bottom here, we have things like the Hand Cannon Vogue, which is just going to be, honestly looks like some pop culture stuff. We have the Saint's Invocation, a very interesting needle-nosed ship from the Saint 14 days. The Spur of the Moment, a very Tex Mechanica-focused Texan steed. And of course, the Waking Nightmare. Very unique ship that I have not seen very often. It is actually I almost said Warmind, a Rasputin, a Season of the Worthy ship, which is very cool to see. I kind of want it, but it's also like, it's a lot of bright dust. Moving on to the other section, we have things like the Feline Fancy! I've been waiting for this, and they have now sold it for bright dust. You are absolutely certain my Austin Powers muscles want me to buy this. I shall be buying it right away. That is why I keep my bright dust. The other one, we have the Tex Mechanica shell, which is going to be a Public Defender Guiding Light, which is a pretty good combo. Something that's definitely desirable. This Sparrow that looks like something that I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube. So we'll just keep moving on. We have the projection for Trials of Osiris, pretty straightforward. The ornament for one of like 4 ornaments for the Suros regime, giving a little bit of a dragon there. We have the ornament for the leg piece, so I'm on my hunter, so I see the hunter version in case that's something you want. I do like the way they do the dragon on this stuff. And then, of course, we have the Rasputin projection, some other stuff across the bottom, the Golden Age wine, which obviously looks different depending on the class and set of armors that you have currently equipped and all that whatnot. So you decided you can pick whatever name that you possibly could ever want, and you picked Lammy. Okay. Alright, I mean, it's your name. And finally, for the weekly raid challenges at Hawthorne, starting up with the Last Wish raid, we have Keep Out. This is going to be taking place in the 4th encounter during the Vault encounter. All you have to do is keep all of the Yellow Health Knights from entering the center circle area. For the Scourge of the Past raid, we have Hold the Line. This is going to be the first encounter of the Scourge of the Past raid, and in this encounter, basically you have to do everything faster. Do not let the battery level go below the half mark, and the battery level is measured right next to the map. And the very last one, for Crown of Stars, we have Limited Blessing, also in the first area of the raid, and in this area, only 2 people at one time can actually have the buffs. So just have 2 pairs of people that swap the buffs between each other and just have those people cover middle. But that's it! That's gonna be the end of the weekend video. The weekend videos, the weekly reset in one word. The weekend video, I'm gonna be chilling out here with Cora. My words, man. I did not do that on purpose. Okay, this is the end of the weekly reset video. I hope you enjoyed. My name's Dychronic, not Ikora Ray, which honestly, are you related to the Jedi? That's the end of it. Let me know if you have any questions about the reset, if I missed something, or if you just like the color orange. Let me know. But that's it. My name's Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.